What's up guys, Valkyrie is back at it again with another deck profile and discussion. This week, we got one, we've had waiting for a while now, a couple months. We got Valkyries. With the new support right around the corner, I figured, why not start off doing the deck discussions and profiles with the one that's getting support the the soonest. How I think that support should look, you know, ideas for the deck, how to go forward with it in the coming months. Hopefully they continue it past this just this one set. I hope that they do at least 3 sets of support, because this deck, if it gets the right cards, it can just be so good, it can be so devastating. But it just needs that little push. So we'll get right into the deck profile and then we'll discuss how the deck should be going forward. So we got 3 copies of Valkyrie Brunhilde. So she is level 7, she's your highest leveled monster, and she's going to be your main big swinger of the deck. You know, big swinger with that sick 1800 attack stat. But she is unaffected by your opponent's spell effects, and she gains 500 for each monster your opponent controls. And when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can have her lose exactly 1000 defense, and all your Valkyrie monsters cannot be destroyed by battle during the turn. So, I wouldn't recommend playing any less than 3 of her. She helps you if you can't get your OTK off, if you need to survive for a couple turns, you can have her out there, keep your stuff alive for a little bit, and then swing over for big damage, because that's what they want to do. We play 3 copies of Airstick. So she's one of the 2 level 6s in the deck, and if she's special summoned, you can target a mission for the Time Goddess in the grave and add it to your hand. And then if you control a Valkyrie monster other than her, quick effect, you can banish a monster in your opponent's graveyard, and then her attack becomes equal to that banished monster's attack until the end of the turn. So she can be useful. She can be very, very useful for disruption plays. If you have to go second, or if you have to go first and you can't make anything out of it, so you have to put her out there. She does have 1800 defense, so a little bit of a wall. Some things can't beat over it. Being able to copy attack is nice and get rid of targets in grave. So I definitely think if they go forward with more decent support, that she could have a very useful utility role in the whole deck. 3 copies of Fortune Chariot. So it's a Union monster that's always treated as a Valkyrie card. Typical Union stuff, you can target a fairy and equip it, or unequip it once per turn. The monster it is equipped to, if it would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you destroy this instead. And then the equipped monster can attack directly, but any battle damage done to your opponent by that battle is halved. So I only max out on it because we play Celestial Observatory in here, so it's another draw target to put back. But with new stuff coming around, I can see cutting it to 2 or even 1. Because you do have to get it onto the board to do that. You can't just equip it straight from hand. Alright, then we got 3 copies of Valkyrie's Light. So if it is summoned, you target a monster your opponent controls and destroy it. And then after damage calc, if she battled, you target a continuous spell in your graveyard and add it to your hand. I believe we only play 1 continuous spell in this list I have prepared. But there's the other Valkyrie continuous spells that you can continue to recycle through. I know they're okay, but they're not the main playstyle. They don't really do anything to help advance the game state of Valkyries. And the last Valkyrie plays 4 copies of Drit. So when Drit is normally special summoned, you add a Valkyrie card from your deck to your hand except herself. That's a once per turn effect, and then she gains 200 attack for each of your opponent's banished monsters. So both her and Brunhilde gain attacks and are able to help swing over big stuff. But the deck has a problem, I would say, with getting to that point, because you have Brunhilde gaining attack for stuff they control, and you have Airstick gaining attack for stuff that's banished, but they don't really have a way to get there, and those two kind of contradict each other sometimes. So, you know, something to help bridge that gap. And then we play some Sticks and Chairs. This deck can go very, very good with some Exceed packages. Stick, you know, normal, search a Star Seraph. Star Seraph Sovereignty here. Now if you summon a Star Seraph, bring it out, draw a card. If it's another Star Seraph, you can special summon it. They can only go into rank 4s that need 3 or more materials, but they can help you make plays. They can help you make link plays. And the last monster we play is just 3 Honest. Help you beat over big boy stuff. Gets over Chaos Max like no one's business. The rest of the cards we play are spells, so we play 2 copies of Celestial Observatory. So you take a level 6 monster from your field or hand, and put it on the bottom of your deck, then draw 2 cards. This card is honestly really good in a whole bunch of different decks. And I feel like going forward in the game, this is a card you should pick up now, because you never know what's gonna come out. You know, level 6 archetype, Klee's coming back, guys, and this card's gonna be just really good. I built this more focused on just pushing for games. I played 3, count them 3 Hey Trunade if it ever focuses. There we go. This is just my tech choice. You could probably take it out, run anything else. I just felt more safe not playing in the back row. 3 copies of Ride of the Valkyries. So you special summon as many or any number of Valkyrie monsters with different names from your hand. And if you special 3 or more monsters with its effect, you take no battle damage until the end of the next turn. So you can do this turn 1 and protect yourself from all damage from battle during your opponent's turn, and hopefully be able to come back from it. And then during the end phase of the turn you activated it, you shuffle all monsters you control into the deck. You get around that with Mischief of the Time Goddess, obviously. And then you can banish it from the graveyard and add Mischief of the Time Goddess from your deck to your hand, and that's a once per turn effect. 2 Pot of Desire just help dig deeper in the deck. It does have... One of the biggest problems with the deck is that it has a huge consistency problem, I would say. There's not a lot of ways to get into your resources, really, unless you want to be that meme lord and play like Foolish Burial Goods. With the new pot card coming out, it could definitely help out Pot of Indulgence. I could see it definitely working really good in this deck since they don't need to use their extra deck at all. But we'll move on to 3 Celestial Transformations. So you special a fairy monster from your hand. The attack is halved, and it is destroyed during the end phase. So again, you can get around it with Mischief of the Time Goddess, which we will get to right now. So 3 copies of Mischief of the Time Goddess. I see a lot of builds playing this at 2 or even 1 because it's searchable. I like just being able to have it. So it's one of those fabled spell speed 4 cards. Neither player can chain to it, and it cannot be activated at chain link 2 or higher. And at the end of the battle phase, if all monsters you control are Valkyries, you send it to the graveyard, and immediately after that resolves, you skip to the start of your battle phase of your next turn. And if you do, you cannot activate another Mischief of the Time Goddess until the end of that turn. So you can't just go 1, 2, 3 and attack 5 times. That'd be kind of good, but you know, it is, you know, it's like Super Poly. They can't chain to it. At the end of your battle phase, you have priority, so you can play this immediately. You can't get even lead really with it. It sends itself to the grave, so it protects itself from some dumb meme trash. You know, some kind of protections on there. It is a very, very solid card. You know, definitely the way that Valkyrie should be played. I hope they focus more on it when the deck gets its support. And last card we play is just one of Valhalla, Hall of the Fallen. This could be anything else. I believe it's a 41 card deck, so you could even just take this out completely. But I like just having the little bit of protection to have extra plays, bring something out, Celestial Transformation, without having to use the normal summon. So that's it for the deck. Like I said, I believe it's 41 cards. So we're going to discuss the support coming out for it. It's probably going to be around 4 to 6 cards, I believe. And I believe the biggest thing they need to get is a Link monster. A Link monster that just needs fairies, that could maybe special one from deck with a different name than something you control or in your grave. Maybe a discard cost for it. Something that helps you achieve your Time Goddess OTKs better. Like, if the Link monster had... Alright, I'll probably put an example up here. I'll probably make this card on a dueling book after. So, like, 2 fairy monsters, including at least 1 Valkyrie monster. When this card is Link summoned, you can special summon a Valkyrie from your deck with a different name than the other monsters you control to a zone this card points to. And then, if at the end of your battle phase, or at the start of your battle phase, if you had resolved a Mischief of the Time Goddess previously in your last turn, all Valkyrie monsters you control gain 500 attack for each card in your opponent's graveyard. Something like that, because they do not have very high attack stats. Their highest attack stat is 1800. So something to help them get that extra little boost, that extra, just that little attack to pounce over. It could even be 100 attack. They have 5 cards in there, an extra 500 attack. You're now swinging with the 2300 beater over an empty board. So, something like that. Spell-wise, I think they need a generic draw support, something akin to Cards from the Sky, but specifically for Valkyries. So something like with a horse here, with one of their horses. He helps them draw cards. Discard a Valkyrie, draw 2, and if you drew a Valkyrie monster, you could special summon 1 Valkyrie monster from your hand or something like that. You know, shades of a toy vendor. Make it hard once per turn. Whatever. I'm trying not to make them too overpowered because I have a problem with doing that. But something like that. Something to help them dig deeper into their deck without losing their resources, and to help them push for game that little bit more, I think, is what they need. So hopefully in the coming weeks, Konami will start revealing what kind of support they'll be getting, and, you know, hopefully it's something that can actually help them. And because I really want this deck to be good. I really want this deck to be playable even. It's playable now, but it just has those huge problems. Because if you control anything that's not a Valkyrie, you can't activate Time Goddess. You are locked out of it. So if you have a Hippon Shingen, you can't use this. This card is now null and void. And I know you can play stuff like you can play Venus and Shine Balls and just go into like crazy Link plays too. But I don't think that's the way that Valkyrie should function. I don't think that's the way that they should be going forward. Like, have their one Link monster, their archetypal Link monster, and have that be that. Anyways, guys, I'm starting to ramble here, so we're going to end this video here. Next week, we'll probably be taking a look at Abyss Actors. We've had that one in the back for a while now, too. So be sure to like, subscribe, check us out on TCGPlayer at Sora Online, and we will be seeing you. Peace.